Most welcome to Graphic Island tutorial. In today's video, I'm gonna share with you a complete course of Adobe Illustrator CC. Adobe Illustrator is used to create a variety of digital and printed images, including cartoons, charts, diagrams, graphs, logos, and illustrations. Adobe Illustrator is a software application for creating drawings, illustrations, and artwork using a Windows or Mac operating system. Illustrator is widely used by graphic designers, web designers, visual artists, and professional illustrators throughout the world to create high-quality artwork. Here is the examples of my work that I have done by using Illustrator CC. You can make logo, you can make digital artwork, you can make 3D images, you can do product design, everything you can do it by using Illustrator CC. Let's get started with the Illustrator CC. So the first step is to create a page. Without creating page, you can't do anything on the Illustrator. So to create a page, go to File, New, and here you can give the page name, the width resolution and the height, and click on Create. So once your page is created, now you can do anything, whatever you want. So first I'll start with the pen tool. So under this pen tool, you can see 3 more options are given. So I'll explain the functions, each one of them. So let's get started with the pen tool first. So after selecting this pen tool, now click anywhere on the whiteboard. So I'll click here and make the first anchor point. You can see the name of this point is called anchor point. Now I'll make the second anchor point here. So when I made a second anchor point, you can see we formed a line here, but now we want to make a curved line. Instead of making this angular way, we'll make it a curved way, this way. So to make a curved way, what I'll do, I'll make the third anchor point and press and hold it at a time and drag it. So when I made the third anchor point, hold and press it and dragging it, you can see the curve is forming. How much you drag it, your curve will be moving on that way and form the curve on that direction. So now the curve is moving on this previous state. You can see automatically this time the curve is forming for the fourth anchor point. So after making this fourth anchor point, this curve system has gone. Now you can make a straight line again. But every time when you want to make a curve, you need to press and hold by clicking on your mouse and drag it. And you can close this shape and you can give the color. So the pen tool, you understand how it works. Now select this object, and to this object I'll apply those 3 other options here. So now select this anchor point tool. The function of this anchor point tool I'll explain now. So select this anchor point tool. You can see those are the anchor points are highlighted here. So let me select this anchor point. So when I select this anchor point, you can see the handle options is given for this curve. So I can move it in whichever way I want. So if I select this one, you can see the handle point is coming here for this curve. But here there is no curve. Let's see what's happened. So when there is no curve and I select this anchor point, So you can see there is no handle options is given. But when I click to this anchor point, because one side curve is there, so it will provide you handle option. Select this one and you can move it. So now I hope you understand how this anchor point tool works. So next what I'll do, I'll select this add anchor point tool, the use of add anchor point tool. So after selection of add anchor point tool, at the middle of these two anchor point, so you can add a new anchor point here. So I have added a new anchor point here. You can add more, how much you want. You can add new anchor point here. So there is no more anchor point here in between. So let me add one more here. So 3 anchor points I have added now. Now you can use this anchor point tool. Select this one and drag it. You can see you are making shape here. If you select this one and if you press shift key on your keyboard, and you can move it like that in an angular way. By pressing Ctrl key, you can drag this anchor point. You can take it inside. So here also anywhere you can do by this anchor point tool. You can move this anchor point by pressing Control key on your keyboard, and you can move this anchor point anywhere. And you can balance the handle as well. But if you don't press Control key on your keyboard and if you drag it, you can make the shape like that. You can make the curve. But if you press Control key, you can move it. And now let me explain delete anchor point tool. So after selection of delete anchor point tool, now let me show you that I want to delete this anchor point. So if I delete this anchor point will be deleted from here, and the object shape will be changed because there will be no more anchor point. So let me delete it. You can see how it was before. Control Z. You can see how it was before. Control Shift Z. And how it is now. If I delete this anchor point, then here you can see the angle is formed. This angle will no longer available because this anchor point will not be there. So this one and this one will be a straight line. So let me delete this. You can see it becomes a straight line. So this way, by using this delete anchor point tool, you can delete all the anchor points and you can reduce the shape. So there is nothing now. I have deleted all the anchor points because in Illustrator the shape is formed by using anchor point. Next is shape tool. So this is the shape tool. Under this shape tool there are 5 more tools. I'll explain each one of them. So let's get started with rectangle tool. So after selecting this rectangle, you can make a rectangle like this by dragging it, and if you press Shift and Alt key on your keyboard and drag it, then you can make a square. So I explained now the rectangle tool, and now ellipse tool. So if you simply drag it with free hand, then you will make an ellipse. This way, in this way, any way you can make it. This is a freehand ellipse. But when you want to make a circle, then you need to press Shift and Alt key on your keyboard and drag it. So by using Shift and Alt key, by using ellipse tool, you can make a circle. Now next is polygon tool. Again, here is the hexagon polygon. You can make it in any direction. And if you press Shift and Alt key on your keyboard and drag it, then you can make this hexagon from the center. In hexagon there are 6 angles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I want to make a pentagon. In pentagon there will be 5 angles. So for that, just click here and instead of 6 give 5. Click OK. The pentagon is formed. Then you can, if you want to make a heptagon, then give 7. Octagon, give 8. You can make a triangle, give 3. Even with this polygon tool you can make a square, give 4. Now the star tool. So we can make different types of star by using this star tool. So if you simply drag it, then you will make a normal default star. If you press Ctrl key, then you can make these types of stars. Now click here and instead of 5 points, give 8. And you can see what types of stars it can form. If you give 50 here, then you can make a star with 50 angle. Like this. Now the next tool is line segment. You can draw a line here. Now let's talk about this text tool. So you can write the text by using this text tool. You can write anything. So you know it how this text tool works well. And now you can change the font of the text. So here is the character option. If this option is not coming here, then from here you can find this character. The same thing. And if both the things are not available here, then you can find the option going through window, and from here you will find this option. So from here you can change the font. You can make it any type of font, you can change it. Now under this text tool there are 2 more options are there. So now I'll explain this one, type on a path tool. This is very important features, important tool. So from the shape tool I'll use this ellipse tool and I'll make an ellipse here. And now I'll remove the fill color of the ellipse. So to remove the fill color, click on none here and give this outline color of the ellipse. And now you can use this type on a path tool on this ellipse. And you can write anything on the surface like this. Now let me discuss this eraser tool and the Scizor tool. So you know eraser tool, what it works. Suppose I drawn one shape here and I want to erase some parts of the shape. So I'll use this eraser tool and I'll delete it. And you can control this eraser size from your keyboard. Use the bracket key on your keyboard and make it bigger and smaller in size. Now let's discuss Scizor tool. How this Scizor tool works. So I'll draw an ellipse here and I'll cut this ellipse into 2 parts by using this Scizor tool. So let me remove this fill color and keep outlines only. And now I'll apply Scizor tool and I'll cut this ellipse into 2 parts. Now it becomes 1. I'll cut it here on this anchor point and on this anchor point. You can cut it anywhere. It is not required that you need to cut a line or the circle or the ellipse on the anchor point only. You can cut it here also. Anywhere you can cut it. And you can separate it, you can delete it. It's up to you. And now you can use this type on a path tool and you can write your text here. Now let me fix this text tool on this curve. So let me increase the font size first. And this paragraph also works here. Now let me drag this one, this option to the end. And now click on this Align Center paragraph. Now the text came at the middle of the curve. But we want to start, this S should be started from this side and we want to flip it. So for that, select it, go to type on a path option. So in type on a path option, you can see the preview. Mark this so that whatever you will do changes here, it will reflect here immediately. Mark this flip. You can see the egg came from this side to this side. If we unmark this, you can see the original position, and after mark this, we are getting this result. Now we want to make this text at the middle of the curve. So align to path option, here you'll find the center. So click on this center and you can see the text came to the center. And you can increase the spacing here. Anything you can choose. So it's up to you. You can choose auto and click OK. Now let me explain this gradient tool. Under this gradient there is a mesh tool. So we'll explain both two of them now. So to apply this gradient color, first we need to make a shape. So this time let's take this rectangular shape. And here let's draw a rectangle. And now to apply this one gradient tool, we need to apply gradient color first to this shape. So here is a gradient option. If you don't find this option, you can find it from the windows. And from here I'll apply this gradient color. So here the gradient color applied to the outer line, which is called this outline or the stroke of the object. But we want to apply this gradient color to the fill area. So let me select this fill selection, and from here let's apply this gradient color. So here is some ready-made colors are given for gradient. You can make the gradient color from here. Suppose you can edit this color. You can apply different color if you want. Now the color direction is in this way, but we want the color should come, or the spreading color should be in this direction. So select this object and now select this gradient tool, and you can see the direction in this way. But if we make it like this, you will see some changes. You can fix the direction in this way as well, or you can spread the gradient color up to here. So hope you understand how this gradient color works. You can reduce the gradient color. So I want to reduce this pink color from here. So just drag it. This color has gone. If you want to remove this green color, then just drag it and delete it from here. And you can also do like this, or from here also you can manage it. So let me change the color so that you can understand better. Now in this gradient color, you can give transparent here individually to both the sides. Like for this color, this side, and this color is spreading on this side. So I want to make it transparent here. So transparent means the background can be seen. So select this one. Here is a opacity option. So you can select this opacity, which will give you transparent. If I select this 0%, you can see the background can be seen. For an example, if I took here, you can see the background can be seen completely. But instead of giving 0% opacity, if I give 50%, then you can see somehow the background can be seen. So similarly with this one also, you can reduce the opacity as much as you can. And by selecting both, you can reduce opacity for the complete objects at a time. From here, under this transparency option, there is a opacity. You can uniformly reduce the opacity for the complete object from here. Now let's talk about this mesh tool, how this mesh tool works. So let's take this polygon tool and let's make a square here, and let's choose a color for this. So let me select this mesh tool, and now let's create a mesh here. Now let's make some more mesh grid here. Now how this mesh tool works. So we made a grid by using this mesh tool. Now you can drop colors from here and release on this anchor point of the mesh gradient, and you can see how the color is spreading. Similarly, you can drag this color to this anchor point and release it here. But this time we release the color to the anchor point, but we can also release the color square of the grid, and see it will cover more areas. But if you release the color to the anchor point, then it will control the color. It will not spread much. Now let's discuss about this direct selection tool. Now select this one and take this direct selection tool, select this anchor point, and you can drag it. You can drag it anywhere and make a shape. So this tool is not much required, we'll explain later. And now paint brush tool. So you can use the paint and make anything you want by using your freehand, no problem. Under this paint, there is a pencil tool, which I use many a times. This is an important one. You can also make a freehand drawings. Especially I use this pencil tool while I'm making a landscape or any types of artwork designs. Suppose if I want to make a curve like this, like a wavy way, then I use this pencil tool, and after making these shapes, from here you can increase the stroke like this, and from here you can choose these options, and these other options also you can choose. There is so many stroke options are given. Now we'll discuss about rotate tool, scale tool, reflect tool, and shear tool. So how this rotate tool works: select this object, now click on rotate tool. After clicking on this rotate tool, you will get the center of this triangle, and now by pressing Alt key on your keyboard, you can drag this center point to the center of the circle and leave it here. And here you can give angles like 60-degree preview. If you click OK, then this object will move here. But we want this object should be here and new object should be formed here. So for that you need to click on copy. And now to continue this rotating transformation and to make few more objects rounding here, you need to press Ctrl D on your keyboard. So every time you will do Ctrl D on your keyboard, you'll see the same things will be surrounding here. Now I'll use this reflect tool. How this reflect tool works. So suppose here I'm making one axis. The reflect tool will work like a mirror. So this object will formed here. So let me select this complete object. Now click on reflect tool and similarly drag the center point of the object by pressing Alt key on your keyboard and take this center to the axis. And you can see the complete object move here. But we want the original object should be here and new object should be formed here, like a symmetry. So here you can fix the angle, vertical, horizontal. Let's see what you can get if I click on horizontal. Because for horizontal, this axis should be here or here. But the axis on in vertical position, so we need to select this vertical option here. And to keep the original object and make a new one, you need to press copy. So the same object is reflected to the other side of the mirror. So I'm using the time mirror here for the axis so that you can understand it well. It is not necessary that you need to draw an axis here. You can also reflect at any point. For an example, select this one and click on this reflect tool and drag the center by pressing Alt key. Suppose I am leaving it here. Now select horizontal, click copy. Suppose you want to scale this object. So select this object, click on scale. By pressing Alt key, you can move the center of the scale point and you can place anywhere and release it. So non-uniform, give 90, give 30, and you can see the options how the object is scaling here. Scale corner, effects, everything you can choose. Now let me discuss about how this shear tool used. So after selecting this one, you can take this point anywhere and you can skew these images. If you take this center point here and you can do like this. But if you take the center point here, then this point will not move, the other points will be moving, you can see here. So this is how this shear tool used. Now let's talk about shape builder tool. This is the most important tool in Adobe Illustrator. So suppose you make a rectangle here and here you made another rectangle. Let's change the color of this new rectangle. Now we can make three different shapes here by using this shape builder tool. So select them. After selecting them, take the shape builder tool. You can change the color. You can take the new color and make a new shape. So here you can see we can make one shape here, can make another shape here. For every shape I can change the color. And if you press Alt key on your keyboard and you click here, then this portion will be deleted. You can delete this one also by pressing Alt key. Now we'll discuss about eyedropper tool, how this eyedropper tool works. Suppose this is the object and I want to transfer this color to here. So with the help of this eyedropper tool, I'll transfer the color to the selected objects. If you want to transfer this black color here, just click over it. It will change it. Now let's talk about this blend tool. This is also an important tool. So here I'm making two objects, one small and one big. And I'll apply this blend tool now. So to apply this blend tool, you need to select these two objects. And you can click on the blend tool and from just click on this object and click on this object. So on the first object when you will click you will see nothing, but on the second object before clicking you'll see a plus sign here. So click here and you see the objects is forming from bigger size to smaller size. So you can control this blending option by going to object. Here is a blend and blend option. So here you can give steps, distance you can give with how many distance. So let me preview it. So here I'm giving the distance pixels is 4 pixels. So that's why it covers the complete area. Specified steps, you can give how many steps you want in between 1, 2, 3, 4 is now. You can reduce it 1, 2, 3. If you give 2, it will reduce more, only 2. If you give 10, there will be 10 in between. Now in this blending option I'll show you one more thing which is also important. So I'll use this ellipse tool and I'll make a circle here from here to here, and now I'll make a series of circle here in between. So click here, click here. I'll use this blending object to any curve. So for an example, let me make a curve here. So I want to sweep this blending through this curve. So for that you need to select both, go to object, blend, and here is a replace spine. Click on this replace spine and you see the object is sweeping towards this curve. And now you know how this zoom tool works. Zoom tool, you can zoom it wherever you want to see a very close look. And this is the hand tool. You can use this hand tool like that. And this is the artboard tool. You can maintain your artboard like this. You can make the pixels smaller and bigger. You can control the artboard. You can edit it. So you can give 1280, 720. So by using this artboard tool you can control this artboard. And here is an option, you can see the 3 dot. If you click here you can see all other options which is not available here. You can add them, like rounded rectangle tool is not there, you can add it to this shape tool, smooth tool, and this wrap tool, swirl tool. You can add them. By using this knife tool you can cut it, and you can make any pieces. And here are a few more options are there. If you select this one, then you can make different shapes. Just it's up to you how you want to utilize it. The grass way you can make it. And this is the smooth tool. This is also very important. So suppose you have drawn some curves or some objects and which is not smoother here. So by using this smooth tool, you can move over it and make the curve smoother like this. And now take this free transform tool, and under this free transform tool you can see 2-3 more options are there. So if I select this free transform, it will make a free transform. You can move anywhere. This is a free transform. But if you use this perspective distort, let me select this one, and you can see it will be affect in this way. And if you select this one, this will work like this. Now I'll discuss about the stroke, how this stroke works. This is very important. So let me select this ellipse tool, and here let me draw an ellipse and remove this fill color, keep outlines only. Let's select this black color for the outlines. So now let me increase the stroke of this ellipse from here, and here is the option for the stroke. You can increase the same thing width, weight from here also is the same thing. So I'll use this dash line, and you see we change the stroke here. If you select this round cap, there is no gap is given, so we can't see the individual round objects here. So let me make it 0, and here give 30, and you can see we formed this. So here weight is 33, so here let me give 40. So always keep more values here in the gap than the weight, so that you can see what you are making it. So this is perfect. So if you give some more values here, the things will be changing. Can give, so you can check it according to your needs. Let's talk about opacity mask, how you can apply opacity mask. So from the toolbar, I'll take this ellipse tool, and here I'll make a circle. So in opacity mask, instead of using black color, always use white color. So select both, and under transparency you will find this option. Click here and make opacity mask. This circular area is cropped. What will happen if we use this black color? And now select them and make an opacity mask. So you can't see anything because we use black color. So always use white color for the opacity mask. You can use also gradient color. So let me use this gradient color. In gradient color you can see this side is black and this side is white. So how it will affect? So you can see this side is little bit blur, is not much visible because this side in opacity mask we use the black color. Now let's talk about Pathfinder. So let me make a rectangle, ellipse, and here let me draw a circle in the middle and change the color. So here you can see those are two different objects. So select them. If you click on unite, both the shapes will become one. So let me undo Ctrl Z. If we use this option minus front, then this area, the top object shapes will be erased and it will erase the down object. So it is erased the down object. If we click on intersect, so this top object will remain and the other area will be erased. So this is the intersection point. Intersect means what? Both the objects common section will remain. Now select both, and if we click on exclude, you can see this area is excluded. If we click on divide, so both the objects will be there but they are divided. Let me ungroup it, and you can see both are divided. Now select both. If we click on trim, so this area will be trimmed. This area will be trimmed. Now let me send this object to the back. Now select both and this area will be trimmed. If we click on minus back. Let me take this one here. Now select both, and now we want to make outline. So this is the outline we formed here. Now select both, and here is the option for crop. So we cropped here. Now we'll discuss about the effects. So there are so many different types of effects are there. So now I'll talk about 3D. So for an example, let me make a rectangular shape here, and I'll transform this one to 3D. For that, go to Effect, 3D, and Revolve, Rotate options are there. So here you can preview it and you can get 3D effect. You can control the angle here, or you can directly move it here, and you can make any objects in 3D. And here is the different views: isometric, isometric right. Those are the ready-made options are there. You can check it. This is plastic shades, no shade, diffuse options. Everything is there. Wireframe. Now select this one, go to Effect, and there are so many textures and everything, so you can apply it from here. Different options are there. You can check out everyone. For the text also you can apply effects. So go to Effect, Wrap, and there are so many options are there. Fish, you can see. You can control it from here. And you can control it. It's up to you. We need to select the text tool first and write the title of the logo. So the text is CLEANSE. Now drag it by pressing and holding Shift and Alt key on your keyboard and make bigger in size. And now go to Object and expand it. Okay. Now let us separate each letter of the text. So ungroup it And now you can see everyone is separated. Now let us take this pen tool and draw a curve from here and click on this anchor point and take up to this. Now remove the fill color from here, click on none and give outer lines a color. You can change the outer line color from here too. And now take this smooth tool and move over the curve because we need a smooth curve. Yeah, now it looks fine. Next thing is select this curve and increase the stroke from here. And from here, choose the first option. Now select this and rotate little bit. Now select this again and from here expand it. And we need to cut this portion here, so take this rectangular tool and draw a shape from here and drag it, and here as well. So now select these two objects and this object by pressing shift key and take this shape builder tool. Now press and hold alt key and delete this portion, and here too. Now select this and from here click on unite and now ungroup it. So this is separated now. Now let us draw a leaf here. So take this pen tool and from here draw it like this. Let me zoom it little bit so that you can easily see it. And remove the fill color. Click on this anchor point and bring it up to here and click. Give this outline color and match up with this and join these 2 points. Now select this and take direct selection tool, select this point and drag it like this. Select this point and take it little bit down. Select this and make the gap minimum, bring it more down, and now you can use the smooth tool over this. Now it looks great. Now select this and remove the outline color and give the fill color. Now here we need to make a gap. So for that, select this, go to Object, Path and Offset Path. So preview it so that you can see how much you are going to cut here. So let us decrease the points here. Okay, change the color. And now the next thing is take pen tool once again. And from here draw a curve like this and join up to here. Now select this and unite it first. Now select the objects and take shape builder tool, press and hold alt key and delete this area.
and delete this offset. Now here we need to match up with that, so draw a curve like this, select this and take shape builder tool, press and hold alt key and delete those unwanted areas. Now select this and unite it. Let us increase the size and make it a little bit bigger. Now select these two and unite it from here. Let us write the tagline here. Solutions. Now expand it. And here we need to make some shining objects. Go to shape tool, take ellipse tool, draw a circle by pressing and holding shift key, and take this pen tool and draw a line here. Now align them. Here is a alignment option, and from here select align to the selection and make horizontal align center and vertical as well. Now select this and click on rotate tool, double click here and give 90°. Copy. Now select these two, increase the stroke from here and select the first option. Make it a little bit smaller. Now select them and go to object, expand appearance, and from here unite it. Make it smaller in size and put it here. Make it copy by pressing and holding alt key and make it one more here. Now let us change the color of the objects. Use the eyedropper and transfer the color. Here also give green color, and this is blue. And now ungroup it and up to here make blue color, and this one make it green, and select multiple objects by pressing shift key and use eyedropper and give this color. Our design is ready now. Let us export this logo in PNG 24 transparent. So go to file and export, save for web, and here you mark transparency, and you can see I have selected PNG 24, and here let us increase the percentage of the design. So I'm giving you here 200 so that it can easily fit on our mockup page. And save it wherever you want. So I am saving it on my desktop. Give any name and save it. Now open your Photoshop CS6 or CC, whatever you have, Now open your mockup file and PNG transparent logo image that you saved from Illustrator. So go to open, and here I'll use my mockup file. And now let us open our transparent PNG image that we saved in our desktop. Now click on Mockup tab, and here is an option. Just click, make it double click here, and drag our this logo image over this mockup file. OK, and increase the size of the image by pressing Alt key and drag it, and unmark this background and close the tab. Yes, it is still applying, so wait for a bit. So here is our result.
Hope you learned most of the tools, how it works. If you like this tutorial, you can subscribe our channel and do like and share. Thank you.